Hello there, welcome once more to this YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe to this channel. The topic is comparative anatomy of the genital system of vertebrates. Comparative anatomy of the genital system of vertebrates. Don't forget that the genital system is the system that has the sex organs within the organism. These sex organs work together for the purpose of sexual reproduction. You have external genital organs that include the penis and vulva in mammals. In the amphibians, you have the cloaca, and then in the reptiles, you have the hemipenis. Internal genital organs are also part of the genital system. There you have internal genital organs include the gonads, that's the ovaries and testes. You have genital ducts as well, oviducts, uterus, and cloaca. So we want to look at the comparative anatomy of the genital system in vertebrates. We want to see the similarities and we want to see the differences. Let's look at the ovary. How is the ovary like in fishes? The ovaries are paired and fused. Take a look here, you see the ovaries in fishes, paired and fused. Only the right ovary in fishes is fully developed. The left ovary in fishes degenerates. In some fishes like the sharks, the rays, and the skates. The ovary of some telos is often hollow, but the eggs are shed into the cavity which opens into the oviducts. In other telos you have, like in other telos as well as the agnatans, the ovaries are compact and eggs are discharged into the coelom, that's the body cavity. Let's look at the ovary in reptiles. Right here is an illustration of the ovary in reptiles. Snakes and lizards have ovaries that are circular and elongated. You can see that right here in the illustration. Turtles and crocodiles have solid ovaries. You can also see that there. Certain ovoviviparous snakes and lizards have what we call the corporal luteal that form from a ruptured follicle after ovulation. Fluid-filled lacunae, that's cavities, are present, and then you have eggs discharged. The eggs are discharged into the coelom, that's in reptiles. So you are seeing the trend now. What about the ovary in amphibians and birds? In amphibians, the ovary is hollow and over that the eggs are discharged into the coelom, the body cavity. The shape of the ovary in amphibians varies with the shape of the body of the amphibian that you're considering. What about birds? The ovary in birds is such that both ovaries are present in the embryonic stage of development. In most birds, the right ovary degenerates or it may never get matured, and then the left becomes the functional ovary. In birds, you have fluid-filled lacunae, that's cavities, and then the eggs are discharged into the coelom, that's the body cavity. Right here is an illustration of the ovaries as you can find it in the amphibians and the birds. They are illustrated here. The ovary in the amphibians is well illustrated there. What about the ovary in mammals? Mammalian ovaries are located in the lumbar or pelvic region. Don't forget that we have placental mammals that with compact ovaries. The placental mammals have compact ovaries like humans. We are placental mammals and we have compact ovaries. These compact ovaries have an antrum within the Graafian follicle. The function of the mammalian ovary is very important as it involved in production of germ cells, that's the oocytes. And then these germ cells are very important in the continuation of the species, that's reproduction. Right here is an illustration of the ovary in mammals. the ovary in mammals. You can see the antrum with the Graafian follicle right there. Now let's talk about the testis. We cannot afford to be partial at all, can we? So I must talk about the testis. The testis is contained in a sac called the scrotum. The testes are very important because the testes are responsible for the production of sperm cells. The testis in fishes and amphibians is such that fishes have paired, symmetrically shaped, symmetrically placed testes. You can see it in the illustration right here. And the testes in fishes suspended by what we call the mesochium, and the other fishes have elongated and lobulated testes. So some fishes have elongated and lobulated testes. That is illustrated also here. Now the testes in amphibians is such that the shape corresponds to the body shape of the amphibian. The testis is elongated in cyclinians, for example. Then it's short or irregular in the urodels, and you have oval or rounded and more compact testes in the neurons. So the testes you have varies from amphibian to amphibian depending on the body shape of the amphibian you're considering. Right here is the testes in the various amphibians I just mentioned. Now, the testes in reptiles and birds. In reptiles, the testes are oval, rounded, or piriform, and they are compact structures. The snake and lizard have one testis that occupies further forward in the body cavity than what you have in other reptiles. The birds have oval or round shaped testes, and this changes in size depending on the period of the year that you're looking at. Right here is an illustration of the testes in the reptiles, male and female lizards. So it's oval, could be oval, round, or piriform structure. And the birds have oval and round shaped testes. That's also illustrated right here. The testis in mammals has a unique structure. It has a tunica abugina, which is a tough, thin, fibrous envelope of the testis. The testis is contained in the scrotum, which regulates the temperature on the testis to produce viable sperm cells. There is tunica vaginalis, which comes in contact with the tunica abugina. The mammalian testis may be found in the pelvic region, or it may descend into the scrotum like you find in humans. For some mammals, it's found in the pelvic region. It only descends into the scrotum in the course during the breeding season. But in humans, the penis is always in the scrotum. So right here is the penis. So the testis may be found in the pelvic region or descend into the scrotum during breeding seasons in some mammals. For humans, the testis is always in the scrotum. I'm talking about the testis in mammals. The testis in mammals. Right here is an illustration of the testis as seen in the scrotum of humans. That's the testis in mammals. Oviducts. What about the oviducts? Oviducts, as we know, are paired organs in mammals. But in crocodiles, birds, and some fishes, one of the oviducts failed to develop, and you have only one functional oviduct. So what about the oviduct in fishes? Except in the telos like the herring, the oviduct in fishes does not directly contact the ovary. But what do you have there? The most anterior portion of the oviduct ends in a funnel-shaped structure we call the infundibulum, which collects eggs as they are released by the ovary into the body cavity. You have ovisac shelters, and these nourish the embryo in viviparous species. There is an enlargement of the oviduct to form the shell gland in fishes. Right here is an illustration of the oviduct as seen in fishes. What about the oviduct in amphibians? It is simple, it is ciliated, it's a tube that is lined with mucus secreting gland, and the oviduct produces the jelly that surrounds the ovum in amphibians. The oviduct enlarges posteriorly to form the uterus, which opens into the cloaca. So fertilization in amphibians is external. That's very unique. Fertilization in amphibians is external. Right here is an illustration of oviduct as seen in amphibians. The oviduct in the various amphibians you see. What about the oviduct in reptiles? It opens into the coelom through the ostia. For turtles and crocodiles, there are glands in the upper parts and of the oviduct, and these glands secrete albumin, and fertilization occurs in the upper part of the oviduct. For snakes, some snakes and lizards, they are oviparous. For some reptiles, they are ovoviviparous. So when I say some snakes and lizards are oviparous, it means the eggs are laid to the external environment and they are hatched by the parents in the external environment. Then I said that the reptiles are ovoviviparous. It means the eggs are actually within the body of the parent. The eggs are hatched within the body of the parents. That's for the reptiles that are ovoviviparous. So we're just talking about the oviduct in reptiles. So the oviduct in reptiles is illustrated right here. Now the oviduct in amphibians, how is it like? The oviduct in amphibians is quite simple. You have a tube that has simple ciliated epithelium, is lined with mucus secreting glands that produce jelly, and the jelly surrounds the ovum in amphibians. The oviduct in amphibians enlarges posteriorly to form the uterus, which opens into the cloaca. Fertilization in amphibians is external. Right here is an illustration of the oviduct in amphibians. So the oviducts are actually organs in mammals. The oviducts are paired organs in mammals, but in crocodiles, lizards, and some fishes, one of the oviducts fails to develop and only one is functional. I said that before. Now the oviduct in birds. Most birds have only the left oviduct that is functional. The oviduct in birds has several regions, what we call the ostium, albumen, and isthmus. The birds have uterus or shell gland, which is where the hard calcareous shell of the egg is formed. The uterus in birds opens into the cloaca, and fertilization in birds is internal. Right here is an illustration of the oviduct in birds. Oviduct in mammals, let me talk about it now properly. Oviduct in mammals. Oviduct in mammals. Right here is an illustration of the oviduct in mammals. Just the way it is in mammals, it's illustrated here. The oviduct in mammals is paired. Then let me talk about the cervix. The cervix in mammals is the narrow lower part of the uterus which leads into the vagina. Marsupials like the kangaroo have paired vagina and also duplex uteri. Then other placenta mammals have horn of the uterus. They have a uterus that has a body and a cervix as well. The cervix is the lower part of the uterus in mammals. Right here is an illustration of the oviduct in mammals. Also, you have the uterus illustrated here with the lower part, which is the cervix, well illustrated there, that leads to the vagina, just the way it is in mammals, placenta mammals like man. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye for now.